It's time. We're here at the finals, Artosis.
Oh my God, the third time in a row. Why does anyone else even show up to MLG?
I know. Next time, MLG, what we should do is just fly DRG and Marineking Prime
The
out
next
and say,
arena should just be 2 people.
Again.
Wow! Well, it's going to get
crazy.
that way anyways. I can't actually believe it. We're just both going to yell at the same time.
Oh my God, this is just so great. Now think about this, okay? If DRG defeats Marineking, it means that Marineking is no longer the undisputed best right now. If Marineking wins, it means he'll be the first person ever to win 3 MLG championships. So no matter what,
and he won't.
Be made.
I mean, if he wins again, is he a 3-time MLG champion or is he just the champion of DRG? Because this guy has been owning up DRG.
I mean, he also owned up everybody else, at the tournament. Over at the analysis desk, we have our 2 backup nerds, Sheth and QXC. Guys, any predictions going into this?
I think it's going to be an amazing game. DRG is kind of, like you've been using the term evolved a lot, right? You can see his play is slowly improving, getting better, I think. Maybe even quickly.
I mean, I feel like DRG ended up in that kind of weird tiebreaker position because he did not play well in the first day. And since then, we've seen a rapid progression in his play. I don't think it's as much like he's not learning new tricks. He's not figuring things out as much as he's just playing well. And for whatever reason, he wasn't playing well on that first day. That being said, Terran always wins.
Well, the thing about this whole situation is it's like no matter what happens, it's like a cool result.
The fans win.
The fans always win, and esports does too. We're going to go to an interview at the out on the stage. So, Clutch, take it away.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. I am joined by MVPs DRG. DRG, once again, you're in an MLG Finals, and once again, you're up against Marineking Prime. What is going through your mind right now?
네, 다시 한번 MLG 결승 3번째로 지정훈 선수랑 맞붙었어요.
네.
현재 기분이 어떤지 궁금합니다.
결승에 와서 좋긴 한데 이제 그 맵 제거 비토도 없고 또 결승 상대가 이정원 선수라서 조금 걱정이 되긴 하네요.
Well, there's no veto for the final game, and I'm a little worried that my opponent is MKP.
Well, you have fought really hard this entire weekend. If you do defeat MKP, what will you do to celebrate?
만약에 뭐 그동안 3일간 열심히 해서 이제 결국은 어떻게 여기까지 올라왔는데 이제 이정훈 선수 이기게 되면은 뭐 세레머니 한번 하시나요?
세레머니요? 딱히 준비한 게 없긴 한데 일단 분위기 봐서 몸이 따르면 하도록 하겠습니다.
Okay, I'll do something if I can do it, if my body actually functions well.
Okay. Well, we'll look forward to that, DRG. My final question for you. You have fought really hard this whole weekend. There's no fans here. There's the MLG staff, there's the other players, you have myself, you have Wani, but everybody is going to be watching you from around the world, and they want to know, do you have any words for your opponent, MKP?
뭐 이번 MLG 아레나는 저번에도 왔다시피 뭐 딱히 관중도 없고 그냥 MLG 직원들이랑 해설자들이랑 이제 방송하는 사람들만 있는데 그래도 사람들이 온라인으로 다 시청을 하고는 있어요. 그러면 이제 아주 당당하게 멋진 모습으로 이정훈 선수한테 한마디.
3번은 없다. 네, 그렇게 하겠습니다.
There's no 3 in a row.
There's no 3 in a row, says DRG. Well, good luck to you in the next match. Back to you guys at the desk.
Oh, damn. There's no 3 in a row.
It's a great saying, Tasteless.
Nerd's going to be going down.
Well, he can't get tic-tac-toe now, can he?
No, he cannot.
It's just that same game everyone plays where you just keep blocking forever.
Tic-tac-toe, not quite as good as StarCraft, but, good reference there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good game, pretty strategical game.
I think, getting draws if you play it for more than 10 minutes. So DRG very confident going into this. Now, Marineking Prime obviously has this new degree of confidence probably going into this since he's actually been winning back to back. And from what I understand, he is actually ready. So, Clutch, tell us what he's thinking.
Thanks, guys. I am joined by Marineking Prime. Marineking, once again, third time in a row, up against DRG in an MLG Finals. Are you confident you're going to secure your third victory at an MLG event?
네, 다시 이제 결승까지 올라왔어요. 세 번째. 네, 뭐 근데 그리고 또 상대가 똑같은 상대 박소 선수인데 자신 있나요?
사실 항상 수호 형이랑은 좀 최대한 안 붙었으면 좋겠다고 생각하는데 계속 이렇게 붙어서 뭐 어쩔 수 없다고 생각하고요. 뭐 저번 두 번에서 제가 이겼으니까 이번에도 제가 훨씬 유리하다고 생각하고 그 점을 이용해서 이번에도 이기겠습니다.
I always thought that I really didn't want to face DRG since he's very good, but I have played him twice and I won, so I guess I'm in an advanced situation against him. So I'll try to win again.
And if you do win, what will you do to celebrate?
만약에 이기면은 뭐 세레모니라든지 뭐 다른 거 하나 보여주실 게 있나요?
분위기를 보고 하겠습니다.
I'll see how the atmosphere goes out here. So we'll see.
I asked this question to DRG MKP, and it's this. There are not a lot of fans here. You have the MLG staff, you have Wani, you have myself, other players that are watching, but there are people all around the world that are about to watch this finals. Do you have any words for your third-time opponent, DRG?
뭐 아시다시피 경기장에는 뭐 MLG 직원이랑 방송하고 뭐 여기서 일하는 사람들 관계자들밖에 없는데 그래도 온라인으로는 여러 많은 팬들이 지켜보고 있어요. 그래서 경기 시작하기 전에 마지막으로 박소 선수한테 한마디 딱 멋있게 던질 말이 있으면 한번 해주세요.
수호 형 굉장히 좋아하지만 저로 인해서 게이머 생활에 타격이 없었으면 좋겠네.
DRG, I like you a lot as a friend or as a young, which is an elder person. But I just hope that you never quit gaming because of me.
Thank you very much, Marineking Prime. Best of luck to you in the matchup. Back to you guys at the desk.
Oh my God. There is some mad trash talk going on down here.
I hope he doesn't quit either, Tasteless.
That would be rough. Knock that nerd out of the internet. He's got to go back to playing Pogs and stuff. Well, that's intense. Artosis, for you personally, what are your what do you think are going to be the results here today?
Well, DRG's a bit taller, so he can get a lot of speed with his slammer when he goes down on the pog pile, man.
I'm sorry, I was not specific enough. What do you think about actually this StarCraft 2 match?
Oh, the StarCraft 2 match, of course. Yes, this is MLG, not the Pro Pog League.
No, it's not. Don't make the confusion.
So, well, I'm into that. DRG. I think DRG is going to take it. Obviously, Marineking has beaten him twice in a row, but he's playing really well right now. He's really kind of playing to his opponents, not just his own style. And I felt like DRG should have won the last two tournaments. But, I mean, this has to be his time, man. If he keeps getting second, this is going to be bad.
Well, in fairness, though, Marineking Prime got second for, like, a year. I mean, off and on. I personally think that Marineking Prime is probably going to win this. I feel like it's an event overseas, not just any event, but it's MLG. This is the third time this has happened in a row. And I feel like there's got to be, a psychological block here. Something, a wall that I mean, because think he might even be asking himself, oh my God, what does this mean if I've gone to 3 MLGs? I've, said goodbye to my family, flown all the way out here, traveled, around the world, and I lose. What does that say about me as a pro gamer? DRG, I think, after we win the GSL, we kind of said, okay, he's a new champion. He's a new one of the best. And now it's like his identity is being redefined via these MLGs. I mean, there's got to be some nerves playing into this match?
Well, I'm sure there are. Of course, we already know QXC thinks that Terran always wins. He's pretty right with that. But
that's usually
Sheth,
true
who do
when I
you
play
think
on
is
Battle.net.
going to win? You're a Zerg player.
I spent a very long time thinking about this.
Oh, I
sorry.
think
Can you
just
say that
turned
one
on.
more time? Sorry.
I spent a very long time thinking about this. Been deliberating it a lot, and it's a really tough decision. It's easy. DRG.
DRG.
There you go. Well,
Damn.
everyone is kind of aligning with
Right.
the race here. That
No,
seems-
no. What? Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. always favor Terran. He even said it itself. Every map is Terran favored. And Marineking is playing very well. The only real hiccup we saw in Marineking's play all weekend was against MC. That was the only place where his position was not only threatened, but he was actually dethroned. He got taken out pretty harshly by MC in that series, but we haven't really seen him suffer too much at the hands of Zerg so far. It'll be interesting to see if Dongraegu has really brought a different game than the one we've seen the last time these two played this weekend.
You know, it's funny because this is a different setting from your normal tournament. You know, we're here at MLG HQ in New York City. There's no audience to hype them. I don't know if DRG does better in front of audiences versus private settings, but this is going to be this is a moment that will redefine esports history either way. It's either nobody can win an MLG 3 times in a row, and DRG has broken the pattern, or Marineking Prime has gotten to a new level.
3 MLGs in a row would be insane. I mean, the forums would light up with people asking, is MKP the new Zerg Bonjour?
Is he the new Zerg Bonjour? Is he the new Terran Bonjour? And then the nerds with the crazy with the stats would get out there and start laying stuff out. And, well, that's probably going to happen no matter what.
Well, I mean, it's obvious at this point now that we've been saying it a long time. MKP, best Terran in the world. DRG, best Zerg in the world.
Yeah.
And they just keep meeting. And I hope they continue to. Now, this is important for DRG. Of course, we've already gone over the fact that he's lost twice to MKP here, but also he just got knocked out of Code S. So that's painful. He needs something to bring him back up.
Absolutely. I think, I really hope this goes to 7 games.
I hope so, too.
That would be so cool.
Yeah.
But you never know. We've seen both Marineking and DRG kind of evolve in their styles. Marineking showing that he's capable, for instance, at this event, of going mech. He's capable of, doing very wonky cheeses. DRG, he had games where he didn't just go 40 roaches into Mutalisks, into you can't leave your base, into DRG wins. He's doing all sorts of stuff. He's even faking it, making it look like that's what he's going to do because he's so known for it. Then doing a quick hive tech and going to Broodlords. So we're seeing this huge evolution in players' abilities to mix up their style, like different forms of martial arts or something. And also, interestingly enough, is I think we're getting close to starting this game actually. The map will be Shikuras Plateau, and once we have confirmation from the players, we're going to be ready to do this. Let me go back to what I was saying though initially. When StarCraft 2 came out, it was such a beautiful and perfect game. I mean, granted, they're patching it. It's there's obviously expansion sets on the way. So then we got to see all these players start to learn the game and teach us and show us, what you can do in the game. But now, fast forward to now. Now we're at the point in time where not only do we have the amazing game, but we're showing that these two guys are at a level that really I don't see other players that maybe we've seen MVP previously sort of in this realm, but now it's become even more it's like it's been bolded, and now we're at the point where we have history with that year of StarCraft. We have these legends, and we have the background, and now we have one of the most interesting moments in esports history, which is that they either someone's going to break a streak or someone's going to make a new streak. And speaking of that, I want you guys to vote on who you think is going to win this. Participate in this, whether it's on Twitter or texting via phone. Do it on our Xperia Sony smartphone poll, and we will be using those results and bringing them to you guys live. And speaking of which, I think it's time, Artosis.
I do believe so. We are going to go ahead and just start it. The most epic third finals of these guys. I can't believe it. And you know what? They're invited to the next two. You just watch. It's always going to be those two.
Yeah.
That's it. That's my prediction.
That's your prediction for the rest of the year.
Yeah. Just pencil it in. Don't ever ask me again on State of the Game, JP. You already have it.
All right. Take a look at that. 68% to 9%. That's so good for a win rate
That's
in that
pretty good.
matchup.
That's
All
pretty
right.
all right.
In the upper left, we have the champion of the last two MLGs. Will he do it again? Marine King Prime. He's got the Sith Lord look going for him right now. In the bottom right starting location in the blue, 2 times in a row getting second place. Will he have it third time, or will he prove us all wrong? His ID is DRG.
If MKP looks like a Sith Lord, how about DRG, Tasteless?
Well, he looked like the Terminator in the last one we did here in New York City, but at the same time, last time DRG was on the left, so he was in the red.
Ah.
So you see, it looked more like,
Well, what in the blue then?
I don't know, he looks like a really cold version of the Terminator. I don't know. All right.
Terminator
So-
with a blue light on him?
yes, yes. Shakura's Plateau is, I think, one of the oldest StarCraft 2 maps we have. This map has had a lot of history. It's had a lot of alterations made to it. It's been given a lot of facelifts. And it still, I think now it plays out to the way it was sort of intended to play out to before. Before it was this map with too many back doors for, to make the game a game reasonable, especially against the Zerg. Now what it is it's a map that's very easy to split down the middle, and that's how games, I would say, over 90% of the time, that's how the games turn out. So they're both going to be expanding. DRG expanding upwards to the right, Marine King expanding downwards to the left.
Well, that was actually very well said, Tasteless.
Well, shucks.
Jeez. You are on the ball with that. Well,
Well, to be
Marine
honest,
King-
I'm so hyped, man. This is like such a good finals.
I know.
I'm so
it's
happy
just-
I get to cast
We
this.
actually could not have a better finals right
Yeah.
now. That's just the case. We know it. Absolutely wild. And I hope everyone in the world is tuning in. And if you have friends that aren't, please help them out. So anyways, we have Marine King actually going for a command center first, which is a pretty interesting opening move for this map. This map generally favors Terran in this matchup. And to take that little small risk, not too big of a risk, because, I mean, DRG, he's never going to pull quick. He's just not going to do it.
I don't think he would.
He doesn't pull quick
We haven't
even
seen
against...
him do that, and
I
it
mean,
wouldn't make sense, especially on this map.
yeah, maybe in ZVZ, but not in this matchup. So a good opening for him, definitely. I mean, this is going to be... He's going to get ahead in economy right now. Right away. And of course, he's thrown up a couple barracks because he wants to be able to make a wall. And we'll start just a slight pressure, likely, if there's not too many Zerglings out.
All right, so he's putting his barracks at this entrance here. He's trying to create a wall. And it's great when you make a wall out of barracks instead of just the depots because it's harder to destroy them. Now, this bunker that's being placed here, I don't believe that this is a this is not intended to end the game like some of the other rushes that we've seen, for instance, from Ganzi. Canceled at the last humanly possible second.
And right now we have 2 Zerglings in the main of Marine King, and they've already killed a single SCV.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is actually really funny. They just kind of ran up there while he was microing elsewhere. And, I mean, he got to kill off an SCV, so that's nice. He's gotten to scout quite a bit. He realizes, okay, there's no gases yet. And, in fact, he's putting up a spine crawler. Spine crawler. And I actually really like that because he sees no gases. So if there's no gases, there might just be like a Marine SCV crazy attack like we saw from Ganji. But
And you know what's funny about this is
Yeah.
that the response to that, by the way, he's getting 2 gases now, but so Marine King adroitly makes a command center over here close to the bottom left location over here. Oh, but DRG might spot it with his Overlord. Meanwhile, Marine King, I actually, can you explain to me what's going on, Artosis?
Well, he's building a bunker in a very odd position. It looks like he just wants to micro back and forth from here. It's going to be just a constant pressure so that his third base has time to get up and try to pay itself off a little bit so that he actually won't just die to something
Oh, that's so
that his
interesting.
opponent does. You know, if you have Marines in the bunker and you're microing forward, microing backward with other
Oh my
Marines,
God. He
then
actually missed that, by the way.
wow. Well, I mean, look at this. Is he going to run out with Lings? It's going to be very difficult to actually get out of there. And to even engage it, it's going to be hard. He's going to have to get either Banelings or a lot of Speedlings. And in fact, he's going for a Roach Warren. And, I mean, if he's going to force him into 2-base Roach, then he can perhaps just at home defend against this and then lift the third if it gets scouted.
Now, I want to hit back on this. The Zerg does not have vision of, or did not get vision of that third command center. Now, why does that matter? See the scout path? If we can blur that out again, I want to show how close that was. He actually grazed by it. It's like 1 pixel away from seeing that. Now, that's a mistake by DRG.
Yeah, that
It's
is a
small one,
mistake.
but it's a mistake.
That's it is indeed tasteless. And now down come the Roaches. Oh, and it looks like he wants to walk around. And if he actually goes all the way around, then Marine King will have to chase him back. But of course, the Marine count is much better than those Roaches. He will back up, though. Does not want to take any risks here.
You know, that's an interesting idea because, you know, obviously we all know DRG loves to take 3 bases.
Mm-hmm.
We all know he loves to take 3 bases. So what Marine King Prime is...
Oh, at the middle of the map right now, the Marine's actually standing right behind the bushes, and he came out at exactly the right time to kill that first Roach. Really great sense there by Marine King, but now those Roaches quickly in pursuit. More Marines coming down.
This is a tricky situation on both sides as far as microing that.
Mm-hmm.
But what he's done, back to what I was saying before, what he's done is he's taken DRG and forced him onto 2 base, and then getting the late 3rd base.
Well, right now, we do have the layer going up, a macro hatch as well, and an expansion. Blue Flame Hellions and Reactored Hellions, so we're going to see a ton of Hellions coming out, but he is getting that +1 Marine attack, and actually armor for his vehicles. So
that's
it looks
very
like
interesting.
well, it looks like he's going to do that that funny build that has a lot of Thors in it.
Oh, like a very...
Yeah, it's like Marine, Thor, Medevac
it's the
with
Karn
some
build
Hellions.
plus?
Yeah, it's something that he has done in the past, and you know he uses the Medevacs to lift up Thors that are damaged and micro them a little bit away. It's actually a really neat build. It's going to be cool to see him do it.
Yeah, this is some new age stuff.
Mm-hmm. By the way, look at that creep spread. DRG is on fire with his creep spread today. He is just all over the map with it. Has this queen just completely dedicated to throwing down tumors, and he is pushing forward so quickly.
All right, so in a little bit here, I think the Terran's probably going to want to build up a little bit bigger supply, but eventually the Terran is going to push out with his Death Ball and try to ideally kill the Zerg, but if anything, just push the creep back. Now, there's really only one way that Zerg can win once you get into the split map situation, which we're almost into. You're going to have to go for Broodlords.
Yeah, really are.
Yeah, I mean, you can do a Baneling bust and kill him or a Roach Ling timing, but I mean, once you get past this marker, you got to get Banelings. And of course, Marine King knows that, DRG knows that. So the question is, how are both players going to deal with that situation?
Well, he now sees a lot of Blue Flame Hellions moving up, some Marauders, Marines, and a single Siege Tank coming up as well. Now he's going to want to scan and take this creep out. That's very important. Here come the Lings. Those aren't going to do anything. Walking back, he does have a lot of Roaches, though, and Marine King has to be careful. If DRG can crush this with his Roaches, he'll be in good shape.
All right. Zerg carefully backing up, as is Terran. And by the way, guys, we just did a check on our Tosis' computer. Zerg still does not know about the 3rd base. He never knew about that. For all he knows, this is a big, scary 2-base timing push. It's not. Marine King Prime has a head start. DRG does not know it, and that's going to affect his decision-making.
It certainly is. He'll think that he has a bigger supply lead than he does, but he absolutely does not. Now he has to be careful here. If either player loses these armies, then the game can just end right there. This is a very important moment in this game.
That was risky, trying to go around.
DRG right now running away from this little attack.
By the way, they're both about a minute and a half away from being maxed out.
Yeah, they're going to max out at any time now. Now, DRG is taking additional base, but so is Marineking. And look at this. He's just not, oh man, that Overlord
Oh my
just,
God, you're kidding me.
oh, he's just not going to
He's not
scout
going to know
any of
about the
these.
second base.
Thing is, he's going to assume there's a third base pretty quick here, even if he doesn't end up scouting it. All right, we do have him pushing forward once again. Marineking doing some more scans, get rid of more of these creep tumors. That is a pretty scary army. And
All right, he's moving through here now, tearing up the creep, scanning, destroying all the hard work that DRG did to create. He's almost to one of the expansions. The question is, does he turn around or does he try to go in? If he tries to go in, DRG will be forced to attack. It's unclear who would win this fight. A lot of it's going to come down to simply unit control.
oh, and here we go. The Baneling speed just finishing right as he attacks in. The Roach is spreading out beautifully. Does he have enough to actually fend off all of these Marines and Marauders? And it looks like, yes, absolutely he does.
Beautiful coming through here with all of that. He tore that army to shreds. It's now 135 supply to 173.
And it looks like Marineking coming back down his ramp. This could be dangerous. Of course, he does have Medivacs and Marauders in there, and that is a great counter against Roaches. So for now, DRG going to retreat.
DRG laying down a bunch of spine crawlers. He wants to rebuild that army as well as continue to expand and support these other bases. The command center now be turned to an orbital. Oh my God, this gives me a headache every time I see that.
Yeah, it is a painful thing, but he has his mutas out right now, so he should start flying around the map anyways. And when he finds those two bases, there's not a lot of defense. Now, he is harassing the main base a little bit. Don't forget, those Thors,
Oh my God,
they
he's
have good
gonna
upgrades.
Drop onto this.
It's a cute
You don't
move.
normally see that move.
Yeah.
Flying up there with medevacs to make it look like the mutas should be attacking those, and then dropping out an army. Oh, what? What?
Yeah, that was...
Oh, he misclicked. He
Yeah.
wanted them to go to the main.
His depots were up.
Okay, I was like, he's doing that secret hide 11 SCVs in the middle of nowhere strategy. I don't think that has a high success rate, but I'm not sure. Marineking is very good at coming up with new strats.
He can make
He's
anything
an
work
innovator,
tasteless.
guys. He's an innovator.
Now, let's not forget that all this mech has +2 armor. We have +2 attack on all the Marines and Marauders, so that's pretty good upgrades overall. Not sure exactly how good the Mutalisks will do, but they are counterattacking while Marineking actually hits that base of DRG.
All right, he's moving in. And he's got to make sure the Marines are not connecting with the Banelings. Oh my God, this is going to just be destroyed completely and totally.
Great move here by DRG, killing all the siege tanks off. That's going to make his Banelings way more powerful. And in fact, he's going to have to run out of here. The Muta's actually a little bit out of position, or he could have caught a lot of Medivacs here, which would have helped immensely.
Looks like the upgrades here from Marineking are just +2 attack, no armor, Zerg +1 melee attack, and +2 armor for all the Zerg ground units.
Well, Hive has just been started. Some missile turrets going up at that 4th base for Terran, realizing that the Mutas could cause him a lot of trouble. But with those there, you know, Zerg is not actually that mobile right now. He only has the Mutas that can run around.
Okay, he's making more Banelings. This is telling me right now that he's actually interested in pushing forward even more. He scans, he sees more Banelings, really retreat. The Hellions are in the front there to absorb the damage from the Banelings. And I don't think there's any way, unless he splits perfectly, that he's going to win this battle. And then, as I said, that he split perfectly and won that battle. So, very nice. He is now going to go and push forward. And, you know, this kind of highlights what Marineking is as a player. His control is so good in engagements.
Yeah, that, and he has about 1 million Medivacs healing against these Roaches that have only +1 attack. So we see he's going to clean this up once again, killing creep tumors over and over and over. Very good call there to do that. He really needs to push that creep back. And if he can, DRG is not going to be able to hold these attacks anymore.
All right, he needs to be careful. I think actually Marineking needs to back up now. He is in the lion's den right now, and I'm not sure if he's realizing how much supply his opponent has. Here he comes in now. The Roach is chasing down all these Marines, tearing them up. The tank's going down, even the tank in the back. The Medivacs might be killed by the Mutalisk. The Medivacs.
This
so
is so
many-
huge, Tasteless. If he kills all these Medivacs, he's going to be in great shape. But MKP coming up with another big army. A couple tanks sieging up. The Roach is just going to try to tank hits so he can kill Medivacs. A great move by DRG, taking out all the Medivacs and trying to kill some siege tanks as well. And without those Medivacs, his Roaches are going to do so much better next time.
Yeah, I think Marineking actually is going to have to turtle it out now. I don't think he can attack for a little bit. I think he needs to sit back, take another base, build a planetary maybe in the middle of the map, closer, of course, to his side, and just try to hold him.
Well, he doesn't have time for that because the Greater Spire is on the way.
Uh-oh.
And, you know, Planetary's not so good against that. Holds off for a little bit, but really he needs to start getting more anti-air. He is getting Thors, he is getting Marines. But if we have a really good amount of Broodlords, neither of those should matter. Well, we do have some Mutas harassing his main base once again. Going after upgrades. Very nicely done. If he can kill that off, it is always huge. And it is just +1 armor, but now that's armor that's not going to be around for a very long time.
All right, Marineking Prime definitely, he's not in a bad position, but he's not in the ideal position. He cannot move out due to that medevac disaster. You know, when you know you're going to lose as Terran, like you see the battle happening and you're saying, oh my God, I'm dead, pull the medevacs out early.
Yes, that is actually a great tip, Tasteless. And we see he is running in now. Oh, it does run away. There's a lot of Marauders mixed in there, and they tank Baneling hits oh so well, so he's got to be careful. Now, those Mutas still harassing in the main base, and Broodlords, none made yet. No Corruptors out either, and that's because of all of this attacking that's going on. If he's left alone for a second, we will see DRG try to get those Broodlords. But until then, man, he's going to have to just battle off everything with Ling, Baneling, Mutalisk.
All right, he's moving out now. He's going to go for this hatchery. The hatchery was not even canceled. Okay, the Banelings are coming in, hitting in this kind of odd angle right now. And oh my God, Marineking Prime is just so good with his splitting that the Banelings can't be optimized. He denies that expansion. And I'm not sure if he should push forward, but I guess Marineking knows best.
Well,
and actually, now that I'm looking around the map on my preview screen, of course he should push forward. There's just not enough units.
That's right.
To defend most of his supplies and drones.
He killed off the army. There's only a few Lings on the way, about 20 of them to go with the units that he has out right now. And will he be able to actually clean this up with more Thors coming? I don't think so.
You can't magic box against 4 Thors. Also note he can use these medevacs to micro the Thors to their best, but the Corruptors are going to drive them out, and GG!
Oh my God, an epic first game for an epic finals match. Sheth QXC, tell us what you think about that game.
I really feel like we're seeing the strength of Marineking shining through in this game. And it's not strategy, it's not thinking far, far ahead. It's his tactical maneuvers right when the combat starts. We saw the Banelings and the Lings came in, and he just split his army into a big concave, making really the most of what he had. But he wasn't really utilizing the terrain to his advantage. You can put tanks up on those cliffs, and that can be a really, really annoying thing for the Zerg to deal with. But, yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, Shakuris is a really, really good map to use positioning for. If he had a few more tanks even, he could have started putting them on the little towers, but he didn't need to. The way he just put them in the kind of curving area to make the Zerg split sometimes was really amazing. And then just this strategy where the Marines have +3 attack and the mech has +2 defense. That's such a really cool, brilliant idea where the Marines keep the only thing they really need is to shoot. And then they can, use the tanks and the medevacs to keep them alive way longer than they really should have stayed alive.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised to see if Dongraegu starts adding infestors a little bit earlier here. He was having a lot of trouble connecting with those Banelings.
I want to echo a point that you made, Sheth, because I think it's so true. All the Marines need to do is deal damage. They suck at taking damage. They die immediately to Banelings. So he's investing in having, these Thors that or tanks, even in this case, the siege tanks as well, that will just, if he micros right, it's going to be so hard for the Banelings to get to the Marines that there's enough Marines left over that, nothing else is a threat. And I love that.
Yeah, we saw he didn't even upgrade armor until the very end of the game. Instead, he got armor on those high hit point units like the Thors. So very interesting. Now, Tassus, we are ready. Do you want to go into game number 2?
I do.
I do too.
Let's do it.
So we're going to go ahead and give that a little start. Can DRG take a game? Because if MKP starts up 2-0, that is bad news bears for a Zerg
that
player.
is when the ball really starts rolling, and it could start to snowball. Now, in DRG's defense, he did play well in that game. That was a close game. I think Marineking just out-controlled him.